It's that time. It is that time. It's time for the Wrestling Wire. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. Lots to catch up on. And, you know, my co-host will be along shortly. Um, I was told he was waiting at his computer. Uh, I was like, all right, no problem, no problem. I sent the invite. And that was 20 minutes ago. So, ah, he'll be here eventually. But hey, look, you got me for now, and we are going to talk about, let's see, Survivor Series War Games. We're gonna talk about WrestleCade weekend. Um, I'm really hopeful that he shows up soon because I know that uh David is going to have all kinds of things to say about Survivor Series War Games. Um, and don't get too excited. I was only at WrestleCade for the one day. And we showed up at like 3:30 at Saturday. So but it was awesome. Had a great time. The matches were killer. It was cool to bump into so many people and wild people approaching me. Um and a lot of it was unexpected. Man, I am doing quite well in all honesty, Jamie. Good to hear from you. But realistically, I'm in a very good spot right now. So, um, it's it's just mm, epic. We'll just go with epic. Um, Feeling pretty good. Um, yeah, tired. Yes, need to shave. Yes, all these things. But that's part for the David,
Welcome. Hello.
what are you doing?
I'm a
How are you
podcast
doing?
with you.
Oh, well, how are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great. I can't complain.
Well, it does no good to complain. Um, you know, what
Yeah,
is up?
I'm excited to be here. I'm excited about what happened this past weekend. So much is going on. You had WrestleCade. You had the pay per
Oh,
view.
dude.
Man,
So we're gonna what's up, hashtag truth. Scott Larson chiming in. How are you, man? Um, I've gotta say, I'm pretty sure everybody on the prediction show said that LA Knight was going to retain his title. I'm pretty sure, except for one person. Oh yeah, that was me.
no, you said Lele was gonna retain. Get out of here.
No, no, I was like Shinsuke. I said Shinsuke was going to dethrone LA Knight. I am almost 100% positive of this. We may have to go back and watch the footage, but I'm pretty sure I was right because that was the only one major curveball in the whole night. I I didn't see the need in Gunther retaining or losing, but I don't know if Priest was is ready for that spot.
Hmm.
Maybe that's the direction that they're gonna head with Punk and calling in his favor from the wise man. I don't know, man. I don't know. That'd be pretty
That
insane.
was very interesting.
Yes, that was
I love
awesome.
that vignette.
You're gonna, don't forget you owe me a favor. Ah, good stuff. Good stuff. But as everybody predicted, Bianca, Rhea, Naomi, Bailey, and Io defeated Liv, Nia, Raquel, Tiffany Stratton, and Candice LeRae. We need to talk about something. The chair shots. Oh,
I've seen some chair shots.
where? Where?
Plenty.
did where where did anybody think that was a good idea? Nia Jax. Oh, bro, help me. Save it. Save it. Save it. Please save it. I want to hear you save it.
I got nothing.
You can't. I know. I, it was abysmal, dude. Tiffany Stratton going um sky flying, good stuff. Good stuff. I'm down. EO doing the moonsault in the trash can.
That was crazy.
Nuts. But it was fun. Um all the madness. We still ended up with we still ended up with the prediction. Everybody was pretty much on board with the babies winning this one. Clifford Stanley chiming in. How are you, man?
Hey,
He said
Cliff,
what's
glad to
going
hear
on.
you're safe, bud.
Yes. Dude, it sucks about your car, but the car
Yeah.
can be replaced. You cannot. So it is it sucks that you were in a severe accident, man, but I am glad you're okay. Really am. Really am glad you're okay. Um Shinsuke Nakamura defeating LA Knight. Fantastic match, fun match. I can't wait to see how they go with Shinsuke in his current character direction here, as well as as well as how does LA Knight respond to losing the title? There's a lot of good stuff coming out of that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Lots of good stuff. Um Braun Breaker defeating Sheamus, Kaiser in the triple threat. Okay. I s- I s- I watched that match twice.
Hmm.
Um partial one time and then the full match the next.
You weren't happy with it?
It was it the finish felt weird.
Hmm.
It it felt like a cluster. Like it did not feel like a smooth finish to the match. Like something went wrong towards
Okay.
the end. I can't tell. I couldn't see it, but it was like something went off in a not good way. Um, but I was wrong on that one because I predicted Sheamus to win, but Sheamus took the pin. I was hoping at least to get rid of Kaiser out of this.
Yeah.
Um, but I'm not sure what the current plan is, but
It
there's
was
going to be
interesting to see Braun take it, but
yeah. Well, Clifford says, I appreciate that and all you guys do. Love you all. Hey, bud, love you too, man.
hey, of course, bro.
Yeah. But it overall wasn't a bad matchup. It
No.
just the ending felt like if you go watch the last 2 minutes to 90 seconds of the match, it feels odd. Like something shifted weird.
Yeah, it's like the momentum they build it up and it just kind of went. Wait, that's it? That what?
Well, I'm not necessarily saying the momentum of the fight or the matchup, but more like the cadence. The cadence fell
The
off.
flow. Okay.
Yes, the
Yeah.
flow of the match fell off at the end, and I'm like, "What? What? Hey." It was just weird. Uh, Gunther defeated Damian Priest via submission. Wow.
Interesting. Yeah. Yep.
Well, so Balor interferes, coup de grace, the whole
I
shebang.
saw that coming.
Yes, but dude, it was a solid contest between them two. I enjoyed the match.
I did too.
I enjoyed the match. It was like a bludgeoning. It was a good thing. Um, I prefer that style of matchup, that smash mouth style. I
Yeah,
like
it
that.
was hard hitting. It was fast, and
Right,
it was enjoyable. I was like, all right, cool. This could go either way. It
right.
had me going.
Yeah, definitely a fun time. Um, and your main event, everybody predicted it to go this way. Roman Reigns, CM Punk, Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso, and Sami Zayn defeating the Dollar General Bloodline edition. Um, so it was a fun War Games match. It
It
was
was a fun pay per view.
excellent.
I
Yep.
I don't know. I don't want to say it was short, but it didn't feel as big as the other pay per views. But I feel like that may have been intentional
Well,
because I don't
War
think they want to
Games.
put all their big matches, considering we have so much coming up.
Yes. The Saturday night main event is coming up in December.
Uh-huh.
Then you've got
The Rumble.
oh yeah, the Rumble will be in January or February this year. I
Yeah,
think it's
and
January.
then not to mention they're transitioning over to Netflix.
Netflix, yes, it's huge. We will get to that in a minute. Tommy Scott chiming in. What
What's
is
up,
up,
Tommy?
dude? And
Bruh, I was
New
at
Day
my
heel turn.
lunch at work catching up. I was in the corner throwing a fit
Oh
during my
my.
lunchtime. Like, what is going on? That segment, that breakup was heartbreaking.
Yeah, it was tough. There's another one in another Saturday night in January in Texas. Maybe.
Yeah,
I have
Chamber
no
in March. Yeah,
Yep, Chamber will be in March in Toronto. Um,
yeah. I do want to talk about that though, because we called it, but I wasn't expecting Kofi to join in,
right, right.
bro.
I did not expect the double turn. So it
Not
was
at
Kofi and Xavier turning heel. Uh,
not at all. That was
well,
great. It was the
it was
nice
it
lead
was
up.
fantastic. It was fantastic. Um, Now how do they follow it up to be bad guys?
With the social media, have you Big E's girlfriend going ham on the social media,
Oh, oh
clapping
my god.
back?
Oh, that was hilarious. But I mean, Big E um could have done so many things or said so many things.
No, I think he sold it. It was just the visual. You could see the hurt in his eyes,
Yes,
the
yes,
tearful look of like, "Yo, we're family. This is it. What? Like,
right.
you don't really mean this, right? Like, and it's the emotions. We've all been there.
Yeah, I agree. Heel Kofi is something we've never seen before. Xavier was a heel in his TNA days, but Kofi has a high ceiling as a heel. Dude, it'll be interesting to see how they can spin that.
Yeah,
Really will.
I think it's a long time coming. It it hit the feels. It hit all the right marks. um, and now we get to see where this is going to go. Like, is Big E still going to try to talk to him? Is he still trying to convince him? Is that last shot of when they both are just looking away and that handshake at the end? Oh, this it was good.
Oh man. Dude, I I I just wanna know how they're gonna handle the promos going forward as bad guys. It's easy for social media because you can be more you can say and do what you want on social media, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
especially on Twitter or X or whatever. If you were to go on there and say, Xavier Woods has never been able to be on the same page with anybody since, he teamed up with Brad Maddox. You would be making a funny statement, and it would be a a-hole statement as well. But you're not going to hear that come out on air.
No, no. Well, I mean, the New Day kind of sort of started off as a heel stable, so
Yes.
I
Yeah.
so I don't know if they go back to that or just because I mean they've been a lot more. I don't want to say ruthless. I mean that's more on.
You do you change the music?
Yeah.
You change the music. Yeah, I think so too. I think so too. I definitely believe that they need to change the music as well.
Kevin was a. That's a good point, Tommy.
What's that? I think the one thing in the 10th anniversary is Kevin Owens was a temporary third member. Yeah, they were so nice they got booed even though yeah, even
Yeah.
though yep, that's exactly right. That's how it went down, man, in the beginning. Dude, so much craziness uh for for a weekend. It's the whole weekend. It's just not Survivor Series. It's just so
TNA.
dude, the TNA show, Matt Riddle showing up, hanging out. Okay, hanging out with Matt Riddle in a bar is you can check that off the list. Frankie Kazarian. Let's see. Uh, James Storm, Potter, Riddle, AJ Francis, Frankie Kazarian, Thunder Rosa, Marie Vachon or Marie. I'm talking about Marie.
Mhm.
The Black Widow, Marie. Um, Javon Evans. Javon Evans, my boy was in the house. But ran into Caden Pierre. Oh, did you get the picture? Did you get the picture? I want a copy of I want the picture
I
from
did not get a copy of the picture.
no 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 no. Sure. It's a sure thing. Sent you a photo from me and him. You have got to be kidding me that you didn't get the picture. Yes, I actually went to Manny's new store. I went on Black Friday. Um, which coincidentally, when I was on my way home from the store, was
No, I don't got anything. I'll check my other messages in a bit, but I'd have to leave again. But what? I'll look for that.
yes, man, we sent you a photo from the bar.
Nice.
Yes. Fuck, I can't remember what he said, but forget it. Anyway, but yeah,
Well, that's
I was
awesome.
there.
No.
Yeah, I went to Manny's new store, and that when I was on my way home was when actually I got the message saying, "Hey, I want to go to WrestleCade," and I was like, "Oh, right." And a little bit later on, I hit up Dave, and I was like, "Hey, man, do you know anything about how I can get into WrestleCade?" And yep, one phone call later, "Hey, I got it taken care of. We'll just do the thing that I tell you to do and done." Freaking sweet. So, thank you greatly for the
I,
for the
I
connection.
can't take credit for that, sir.
Oh, yeah, well, and I also I don't know if I'm allowed to thank the other person publicly.
Point taken. But you know who you are.
I mean, I already thanked him on my personal Facebook page, so for the hookups. I mean, or the connection. The connection.
The connection.
That's you know. But we had a great time.
I'm glad. I'm so glad, man. I'm glad you were able to enjoy
So
it. I'm glad you were able to go there. Again,
so
we are sorry we weren't able to make it this weekend. Uh,
yeah.
just with the family and then with the planning with moving here, I literally had to move a week before having to start the course, which is going great, by the way. By the
Yeah,
way, the course.
I heard. I heard. you are doing fantastic in your studies, so that's great.
Uh, Highest grade in the class, and I was above average in taking the practice exams, and now we're just getting ready for the final exam to get my certification.
Congratulations, man. But uh, I wanted to touch base on something that was wild at WrestleCade. So
Everything was wild at WrestleCade. I
well,
mean, it's
well,
WrestleCade.
wild for me. So walk through the door and immediately start bumping into people. No problem. I know a ton of people. Well, one person approached me and kind of poked me on the back, and I turned around to see very good friend of mine, Elliot Poston, uh, co-owner of one of the three owners of Palmetto Championship Wrestling, as well as just a downright good human being. And I looked at him and said, "Dude, thank you. I love you. I owe you a phone call." And he looked at me like just befuddled, like he was mind blown. He was like, "You owe me a phone call." I'm like, "I'm gonna call you one night this week. We have got to catch up." I'm like, "I owe a lot to you right now, and right now is not the time and place to have this discussion." But so I called him, and I talked to him for like an hour and a half the other night. I was on my way home. Tu- Tuesday must have been Tuesday. Must have been Tuesday. Cause yeah, it was Tuesday. I got home at 8, like 10 minutes after 8, 8:15 something. But but dude, uh it was like being recognized or recognizing other people. Like I would say, "Hey, what's happening?" To somebody, and they would look at me like shocked, like, "Holy crap, you're here." Danny Jatton from Wrestling Road Stories came and asked, or he saw me and he was like, "Dude, are you okay?" Because the health thing, and nobody had
Nobody.
really heard from me or seen me since. Um, so like a lot of people, showing their concern and whatever was awesome. It was surprising. When you get bum rushed by two female wrestlers that should be on TV already, like and okay, one of them help you move, and the other one has been an opponent for her for like 50 times already. So
I
so
wonder who that could be.
so you already know who I'm talking about. But like both of them came straight to me like, "Oh my god, you're here." And I'm like, "Why are you excited to see me?" like you're the freaking stars. Why are you But it was so cool. Uh bumped into Sean Cruz.
Oh, shout out to Amanda Kiss. Happy birthday.
Yes, happy birthday, Amanda Kiss. Yes. Um, oh yeah, and seeing Audrey Allen again as always amazing. Think the world of her.
Why
Um,
is it not amazing to see those two?
yes. Um,
Whether they're out of the ring, they're absolute sweethearts. When they're in the ring, it's just amazing watching those talented ladies go at it and beat
yep,
the crap out of each other. It's
yep,
a trip.
yes. As well as Drew Hood, Mila Johnson, Emily J.
The family.
Dude, everybody was
There. Yeah,
it,
Maximo Suave. Congratulations to them.
yes.
Congratulations to Nick and Russell Inc. doing their thing.
Okay, so I texted Nick and I was like "Yo, where are you at?" He was like, "Oh, I'm here." I'm like, "Me too." He goes, "Why are you here? You said you weren't coming." I'm like, "I know, I know, I know. I'm here. I'll explain later when I see you." So I stood up and Nick was up against the wall and like we kind of like spotted each other like, "Yes, fantastic." So later I bumped into him at the bar. It was
Oh yeah,
Nick.
that
Okay.
must means he was with Maria and
It,
Maximo.
yes. Yes. exactly. And Maria and Maximo were like, "What the hell are you doing here?" And I'm like, "Hi, mom," because I just look at her and say, "Hi, ma," all the time. I I don't. I had no idea that she remembers me, so I just look at her and say, "Hi, ma." So it's like habit. But ran into them at the bar. Uh, so I went in the bar. I left the bar, and left. We were on our way home. We had been gone probably 40-45 minutes driving and stopped to eat. So we had been gone a good hour and 15 maybe. We get a call. Hey, by the way, so and so and so and so 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 at the bar or at the bar. Okay. What do you want to do? Let's go. That's fine. So all of a sudden, I'm told I'm driving. So I I start driving from there, all the way back into Winston Salem.
When you say the
Literally,
bar, we already know which bar you're talking about.
yeah, the bar,
The
the bar,
bar.
the bar. We don't need to advertise because it's part of a song. Forget Motel 6. We can go there. That one. And if y'all are too young to understand the
It's so dumb.
musical reference, I am sorry.
Fucking
If you
throwback.
are too young to understand the musical reference of that, the lyric that I just recited poorly,
Very, very poorly.
please stay out of my DMs. Thank you. Thank you. Please stay out of my DMs if you are too young to understand that musical reference. Oh my god. Um so yeah, awesome time. Ran into Caden Pierre. Ran into
Love them.
Elliot Shock. Um
Yep. Shout
just
out to those guys. They were helping out over the weekend.
yeah, just a ton. Got to hang out and catch up with our Benny with our good friend Benny. Yeah, Benny
Good
Grace.
friend, Ben.
Yeah.
So that means
Um
TDT was and JR
I
were close behind.
I did not see them.
Okay.
I actually did not see them at all. Um
Okay.
do I like I said, Sean Cruz, I could go on and I'll forget people that I bumped into. Um
Same. It got me in trouble at the last show. Like
really?
I made a meme out of it where like I'm trying to remember faces. I'm like, I know I worked the show with you. No, 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 I didn't. And then later on, they're like, dude, we worked 3 shows together. You literally announced me at the last show. I'm like, my bad. Terrible with names and faces at the time.
I mean,
Uh,
I'm
I
I'm
apologize.
I'm pretty good with it. But I mean, Kazarian got a cigar off of me, so
Nice.
that's always cool. Um, we were, dude. It was just a fun time. It was just
That's
a fun
awesome.
time.
It's always
Uh,
a fun time at WrestleCade, and they got record numbers again. They were able to do the TNA show. It's amazing just how that has grown to be the place to be every year. Shout
it's
out to Tracy and Brian.
yes, definitely. It is wild how successful that has gotten, dude. Um, I cannot believe why is my mouse acting up? This is
Yeah,
quite a
I'm done with my laptop. It's just it's not it. Yeah, I should be getting something
the laptop.
eventually.
What's up with the desktop?
Uh, Wi-Fi is a bitch up here, so I'm trying to
Really?
get a 100-foot cable to connect the desktop directly to my router.
100 foot Ethernet cord?
Yeah, probably longer.
Uh, send me your address,
Oh, that
dude. That's that's what I do for a living.
yeah, true, true. Uh, well,
Uh,
let's see. Enough about WrestleCade
I've
because we can
I
go on and on about WrestleCade. Oh, shout out to Miss
well,
Kim and Lindsay. They reached out to me hoping we can hang out. I apologize, I wasn't there. Uh,
Oh yeah, yeah.
um, let's see what else happened this week. Um, did you watch anything else?
Oh, well, I mean, I watched a little bit of Monday Night Raw.
Mm-hmm.
I think. Well, I actually did turn on NXT. Even though I got by the time I settled in my room trying to eat, it was like 9 o'clock at night. Um, so I did catch some of the NXT show and a very, very little bit of AEW.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I turned it on and was watching it, but I had my phone.
Mm-hmm.
So, my phone was more entertaining, and I was just kinda, like, doing this and,
Well, I know we already talked about like how the pay per view went, but what did you think about putting that matchup with Nakamura on Friday night um, before the pay per view?
So, Nakamura
Yo, the
as
entrance is fire, by the way.
I mean, as far as, like, setting it up
Hmm.
a week before, it was set up a week before
Yeah.
because we did a prediction show. I'm fine with it. I
Did
don't
you?
know
What
why.
did you think of the match? I'm like, I think it kind of showed how brutal he was, especially with like removing the turnbuckle there at the
Right,
last second. Yeah.
right. Everything set off in a good way, in my opinion.
Hmm.
They are they are building the monster of Nakamura that we needed to. The
Hmm.
brutal side that we needed to see and that the fans wanted to see. Everybody knew who cared enough to go and look. We knew what was coming from New Japan. So, if you have enough interest, you will go and look at the past to see what they're capable of. So people like Ricochet, when Ricochet came out, we were able to see Prince Puma or whatever the hell when he was at Lucha Underground and he was all these other places. That's fine. But when you're looking at Japanese wrestling, you have to really differentiate. There's Japanese style wrestling, there's European style wrestling, then there's American wrestling.
And then you got Lucha, which I think
Well,
that
yeah,
matchup with Andrade, I actually solidify exactly what you're saying. Um, it was a good clash of styles there.
right. Oh, and I agree. The flow of a lucha match and a Japanese match are very, very similar. Very, very similar cadences. The moves are a bit different. Japanese is more strikes. The lucha is more the jujitsu throws and holds with the spins and the flips and the things. Right? You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Whereas
yeah.
The Japanese side's more it's got some flips, but it's got a lot of strikes too. Is the cadence is very similar. The timing is very similar. I like that layout just fine. But when it comes down to it, dude, the
Hmm.
match that the match that they had, LA Knight and Shinsuke Nakamura, was a testament to both guys being very good in the ring. Um, I heard something the other day or yesterday, as a matter of fact. Majestic Marie was on, and she was doing her podcast with Ray Dean, who we call affectionately Ray Cole. Um, Whenever he pops in here, we just call him Hey Ray Cole because he's a big Adam Cole fan. Um, but they made a remark about Mercedes Monet having a fantastic match. she went up against wasn't Stratlander. Was it Stratlander? Who did she just have a hold on.
Sorry, I say Jada.
What?
No, sorry, I'm going through my notes. Sorry.
No. The most AEW was it Wrestle Dream? No.
No, they just had a show this weekend too, right?
Nah, it was like Full Gear? November
Yeah.
24th. Yep, Full Gear. Um da, 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 da. Okay, it was Stratlander. I thought it was, but it so they made a remark about, oh, I'm so tired of, or somebody said, I'm very tired of hearing how, Mercedes Monet can't work. She just had a great match with Chris Stratlander. And I'm like, well, Jamie Hayter and Chris Stratlander are two of the best on AEW's roster, period, but especially for the women. So, in my estimation, it's par for the course for Mercedes Monet when she can work somebody great. She's going to have great matches.
Makes sense. It maths.
Sasha or Bailey and Sasha, huge. Sasha and Charlotte, huge. Sasha and Becky, pretty good. Really, really pretty good. Stratlander, Hater, but you put her in there with somebody who's needing some needing some attention, it's gonna be rough. And we've seen it time and time again on WWE, time and time again at New Japan or wherever, Stardom, whatever. It doesn't. It's irrelevant. And right back in AEW, same thing. Her best matches are when she is facing a really good opponent. She can't work with everybody. You want somebody who can work with everybody? Look at Scott Hall. I'm not wrong. Scott Hall, Razor Ramon, every match looked good. Yeah, not
Yeah.
every match. Well, when he
Well,
was
every
under the
match, but
influence,
they had some great
but
matches.
but my point is, if you wanted somebody who can work with everyone, that's the ideal person. Um, Charlotte can do Charlotte can do it really well. Charlotte can carry. Uh, definitely Charlotte can carry. Costco Dad versus QT
Wow.
Marshall. I didn't, you know. I went and watched clips of AEW's pay-per-view. I didn't, you know, I didn't watch the entire thing. I don't have time. I don't have time. Dude, I had canceled my WoW subscription already. I don't have time. So that's 2 subscriptions I've canceled this month. Um, the other program which we were looking to use instead of StreamYard, yeah, I got rid of that. Um, that was a great idea. A great idea.
Poorly
Uh,
executed.
really poorly executed. There's like a spine with no muscles attached. It's got no oomph. Yeah, we're still StreamYard and it sucks and I'm not a fan. But yeah, back on StreamYard. I actually was not able to leave StreamYard. My entry video could not even be played by the other program.
Wow.
That's how weak it is. Oh, and half the pictures wouldn't load. Would not even load because of some stupid size requirement. Now, and I know what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking. size like download file image size. No, 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 no. Legitimately image size. It couldn't be like 1300 by 1100. It had to be 1200 by 900 or some stupid nonsense. It was the dumbest thing I had ever seen. Trying to make anything work there was atrocious. Oh, dude, uh, Scotty Brooks could not get his audio to work at all with that program.
Oh damn.
So it's like I struggled so severely. Um, but but I'm gonna keep StreamYard for a while. We're gonna keep it going. We're gonna see how it pans out. Uh, cause doing this is just fun. The great part now with AEW is I watch Peaches and Power Bombs predictions before him. There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
And Peaches and Power Bombs, that's who we're talking about. Majestic Marie. That's our correspondent in Georgia. Hmm.
Correspondent in Georgia. What are you? What are we? The weather?
I mean, no. I mean, I'll be in Georgia this weekend, but
Oh, nice.
only for, well, no, only for a day, and I will be 100% hidden. Like nobody's gonna find me, nobody's gonna recognize me. It's going to be fine. Um, that's goals for the weekend. Or for Saturday. I just want to just exist for a day. I just want a day to exist and be around a ton of people who have no idea about wrestling. It'll be fun. Um, oh, oh. We're gonna do the mental health episode. We are going to do the mental health episode. Somebody else approached me about wanting to do it, or be involved in it, and so I think we're going to do a mental health episode and see how it goes. Um, or men's mental health episode or whatever. And it's going to be a bonus spot. We'll try to coordinate two, three, four,
Scheduling. Yeah.
2, 3, 4 men who varying walks of life who've experiencing different things, um, and experienced different hardships, and where they are in life, and the evolution of one. So that episode is coming. I think we're looking at after the new year.
Okay.
So we're looking at after the new year. What I would love to see Travis, Mr. PWIFE, on the mental health episode because he's very open about it. Um, I am not sure PWIFE. I don't know who that is. I do not know who Travis is, honestly. Chris Thompson, what's up, dump truck? How you doing, man?
Mhm.
Um, but
Yeah, that sounds great. Because I know TDT is doing his. He does the Tevin talks. He does his mental health Mondays. If you haven't heard it, listen to it. It is amazing. Miss Kate was his first one, and then the latest one just dropped, and it's just. I reached out to him like, bro, you're making Mondays hard for me because I listen to on my way to work, and we got to grab tissues. It's Mondays. Making them rough, more
dude,
rough than they are. But it's great. It's just that what they go into, and um, it's it's real, man. It's something that really should be not taken lightly.
yep, I have got to sit back and really dive into some other shows, including his. I've heard clips and I'm like, look, I need time to be
Process.
able to, yes, to be able to absorb and process that type of stuff. And right now, I have been laser focused on mine and my mental health and my my faith in everything and restoring those items. In like that's been my priority.
Mm.
Um because oh what the hell. So you know how we've been kind of like talking about and issues in wrestling and it's like it just seemed like everywhere we turned it kind of felt bad and there was stuff there was just stuff that was going on and made me the more the deeper I got the worse I felt. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So and recently and I'm gonna say what I told you in you know in a private conversation between you and I'm gonna say what I said. um it's you know it's what I said. If I get canceled tomorrow, oh well. I don't care. I was struggling uh with my mental health anyway because I was fighting an uphill battle in my personal life. And I utilized wrestling to get me through the hard time because it was an escape and it was a great escape and it was a way for me to go and be out, do things in front of a crowd and my kids were there and everybody. It was rewarding. Do you know what texting? Okay, texting. Very simple. If somebody does something for you, let's say um you know, picks up a can of beans and drops them off at your car, or picks up a can of green beans and drops them off at your car because you said, "Hey, I wanted to have green beans for dinner." Do you know what a thank you text message can do for somebody? Just saying thank you, it could do wonders for a person.
Yeah.
Just showing gratitude and being grateful. Bro, I was appreciated more in wrestling than I had felt in life. And it was like freaking nuts. Nuts to me. So I got sucked into that. I loved that feeling. Um and you know, not getting into the house, whatever shit was going down or stuff was going downhill, things happen. You know, I'm going through a divorce. It's not the easiest thing. I'm probably going to sell my house. It's not the easiest thing. It is what it is. I don't I'm fine with that. I am fine with that, and I am fine with being on where I'm at in wrestling, absolutely, because of one thing. It took forever to realize and being able to differentiate. I love shows, I love certain promoters, I love working with people. Dude, not everybody in this business is cool. Not everybody is in this business is a decent person. There are scam artists and there are trash bag individuals. There are garbage bag individuals. I don't want to promote a show or put over a show or put over a company where I have to feel morally dirty about it. If I know that you're a a POS parent, well, a POS parent, let's say I know for a fact that I've you know just as an example or you know making it up as I go. Let's say I know that you've given you know your 5-year old $5 total in child support, but you're wrestling almost every weekend. Where the hell are your priorities? That I couldn't put you over. I can't respect that. I can't respect you. I no, not a chance. I've never claimed to be the best father, but I make sure that I provide for them too. I make sure to provide for those. Those are mine. Those are my kids. I never claimed to be the best husband. I damn sure wasn't, especially early on. But never, didn't go without. Didn't go without. That's I can't stomach the idea of putting money in somebody else's pocket. I can't stomach that by putting them over and making them, by giving them an extra spotlight. What little bit of clout we have, giving them credit for being on a show, that doesn't sit well with me. Not anymore. So you're not going to see me promote all these shows. You're not going to see me working with every company. I don't want to work with people who are have one second. Mm.
So what you're saying is you're cleaning house and
Oh yeah,
you're trying to do more quality stuff.
right. Well, not necessarily just quality stuff.
Quality people.
Quality people. I would rather work for, of I'd rather take a $50 payday to go and work a small show in an intimate setting, um, with wrestlers on the card who I know are morally on the same vibe level with me, then I would accept $500 to go work with a bunch of garbage bag human beings, um, you know, who are doing, all sorts of debauchery. I don't want to be associated with that anymore. I don't want to be associated with this. That's where I want, you know, I want to be in life. I don't want to be looked at as, oh, that guy will work for anybody. You pay him enough money.
Mm.
Ah, money isn't everything, folks. I'm sorry. I I have said for years, I'll do anything, you pay me enough and I'll be there. Yeah, I've said that.
I was
And
about to say you have said that.
I've yeah, and in the last, 4 to 6 months, it's really kicked me in the teeth because you know, I was always on the road, I was always on the go, making great money, having great time. Uh, I I just wanna do quality stuff, and I just wanna work with quality people. I don't really wanna deal with anything else. And, if Manny Mac calls me tomorrow and says, "Hey, Ron, um, Ernesto is sick," and tomorrow's Manny's show in Charlotte or Monroe, Matthews, wherever, Matthews. He said, Ernesto is sick. Can you please show up tonight?" I would do my best to be there for Manny because I love working for Manny Mac.
Man, he's awesome.
If uh you know if Cole Maccabee decided to come back and say, "Hey, man, I want to run, you know, 3 shows this year. Can I count on you?" Absolutely. Our friends at Community Championship Wrestling, if we're still doing stuff, and that's they know my rate, but that's a charity thing, and that's going to be fun. Um, you know, I I plan on still doing the Gene Perry Holly Yatsko Memorial Cup. I plan on being right there. Uh like I said, certain people, certain promotions, certain companies, I'm just gonna make sure that I'm, morally okay with it.
Okay.
I once I'm good with, with the moral side of things. If Palmetto called me tomorrow because, well, whenever their next show is, I go back with those guys. I've you know I've been talking with Shane since 4 years ago, and I met Elliot a couple of years ago, and Elliot is a great friend of mine. I don't. I think I've met Jonathan, the other owner, a couple times.
Mhm.
I have no issues with him. I would gladly go there because I know morally it's okay. Next show is December 21st. Thanks. Um,
Thank you, Tommy.
if you haven't been, you need to go. If you have not been to a Palmetto show, you need to go check it out. But they're, they're morally on the same vibe as me. So I am down with that. I'm super good with that. Um, I can keep going. I can keep going. Uh, if Gavin gives me a call and says, "Hey, I need, I want to do something," or Eric gives me a call, we're gonna have that conversation. If Bob Keller calls me, I'm gonna answer the phone for Bob. I got no problem, dude. As long as I don't have an issue and I feel morally okay with the deal, I'm going to work. Uh, that's just where I'm at,
Bob Keller's pretty dope, Tommy.
dude.
And the
I've
man has stories, and he's one of the guys you got to hang out with at WrestleCade. Him and his wife are a hoot.
I've he's been involved in a couple of pro wrestling union shows. Tommy, he was there. The last one at Cole's last show. He was the dude running sound, and and it was his ring
Yep.
and his guardrail. Um, so yeah, I have no problem with Bob Keller. Yeah, if
How can you have a problem with Bob Keller?
don't ask, don't ask, because every dude, not everybody gets along with everybody else. Not every
Yeah,
promotion
true.
gets along with everybody else, and it is what it is. It's it's the nature of the beast. But I've been fortunate to be able to work around everybody, almost everybody, almost every promotion. But like I said, my my moral fiber has kicked up, and a lot of it has to do with with the way that I have begun uh to evolve in my faith. That's going to be the way I word it. We have had a rule. There we don't really get into religion or really get into politics on the show. Um, kind of like well, one of the reasons I quit World of Warcraft. So in the Discord chat and when, everybody's playing during raid of all times, during a raid. All right, so a raid for the in initiated to World of Warcraft. 15, 10, 15, 20, 25 players all in a group together going through a building. That's a raid. And you got to kill bosses and do stuff.
That's true, Tommy.
So I'm gonna call it the Biden butthurt, or I don't know what to call it. I have no idea, but the butthurt from somebody in California, just nonstop while we're trying to raid. I'm like, I've had enough, and I left the chat. I stayed around for another pull or two, and I was like, yeah, I'm out for the night. I just didn't want to be there. the very next night, I waited for everybody to get in chat, and I was like, "By the way, I just wanted to let you know I'm gonna not raid, and I'm good. I don't care." Uh, the butthurt of out of California is more than enough that I needed to hear when we have a rule that says no discussing politics. But all I hear is constant butthurt out of somebody from California. It's ridiculous. I suck it up for 4 years, just like everybody had to for the last 4 years. Whether if you're the opposite faction, it's constant changing. It's constant changing. Nobody cares. It's the pendulum. It get over it. We're, it's going to be a constant. Oh my god. Uh, it's forever, people. But yeah, so that's the same reason I stopped playing World of Warcraft because of that. So I, when we get into the mental health episode, it won't be tied to the wrestling. We'll put it on the wrestling wire page because you and I are going to be on it. Um, but and we can put it on Twitch and Twitter. But the mainstay wrestling pages that that we broadcast on, the real wrestling community and TRWC attitude, you know, those pages with 200,000 followers, we're 200,000 each. Don't I don't want to mix. I don't want to mix that. I feel bad. You know what I'm saying?
I think you just went off on a complete tangent that could have just been its own like side episode. Honestly, uh,
Well, I was saying I don't want to mix the mental health thing with the
yeah, yeah, yeah,
wrestling
yeah,
pages. But yeah, I did just go off a little bit on
yeah. That yeah. Um, any shows coming up? Just
yeah. Oh, you want to go right into that now? Okay.
yeah. I kind of just want to. Yeah,
Cool. I figured. I figured. You got it. Oh, well, never mind. I'll do this one first. I'll do this one. Winter Bash, Friday night, December 6th. Cruise Recreation Center in Matthews, North Carolina. Pre-sale tickets $7, $10 at the door. Go ahead and check that out. It's going to be an awesome show. That's for you.
MATW Live Pro Wrestling returns December 7th. It's going to be an amazing matchup, and it's going to be at the Raceway. You don't want to miss out. Dominion Raceway, MATW.
Holiday Clash. Pro wrestling is for everyone, and it is a community championship wrestling event. Their very first event. Their very first event. Uh, in Spartanburg at the VFW, Carolina Drive in Roebuck. $10 at the door. Kids 5 and under are free. Doors open at 6. Bell time is at 7. Card subject to change, but it is going to be an awesome night. They are raising money for Greer Relief. It's going to be a great time. The X Awards are coming up on the 15th. That is a private event. You will be able to see the replay on air sometime around the New Year, Christmas break. And that's all we got. That is all we got.
Yeah, for now, until I get I mean, I'm still involved with everybody. They do have some shows coming up. I know Insurgents Pro has Final Stand coming up, and already their main event, TDT versus the Dreadlock Demolition Machine, Bojack, was announced. That's going to be insane. Um, that's all I have off the top of my head, because I know a couple of other shows to have posters out, and I'll get those to you before next week.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, you can get them to me. And, you know, yes, if you don't get them to me before Thursday, they will not be on.
No, no, it's just I've been busy with finals and
Yeah.
getting all these tests. I just totally forgot
Oh,
to send them to you because, yeah. So I dropped the ball on that. My bad.
right on. All right. Well, that's everything. Do you have anything else you'd like to touch base on?
Not at the moment. I should be getting posters soon for upcoming shows in December. Um, and January. So I'm starting new training for the second position as of Monday. So specimen technician's already starting as of next week. So I'm going to start my certification for that. So yeah, I'll keep everybody posted about upcoming events and shows that we got going on. It's convention season, ladies and gentlemen. So you never know where we're going to pop up.
Oh, yeah. And, keep your eyes out on 2025 because you really never know where we might pop up, because, I've heard that Texas is in the play, and some other areas are in play right now. Tennessee. Oh, there's a beach thing. Yeah, there's all kinds of wild stuff in the conversation right now. So,
But that's for next year.
oh yeah, 2025 is going to be live. So, anyway, thanks for tuning in, everybody. You know where to go to catch your local indie shows. You know where to tune in to catch the Wrestling Wire podcast. And if you don't, hit the like, hit the share, and subscribe buttons. So make sure you follow us. And we will see you next time. And if we don't see you then, we will always see you
At
at
the
the
Indies.
Indies.